You will never see someone driving on the right in the UK. And it's not just there. In Japan, Kenya, New Zealand, everybody drives on the left. But why? All the countries in the world have their own driving rules that you should know about if you don't want to get into an accident. But don't worry, because today, I'm gonna tell you about all of them. In Sweden, you must keep your headlights on all the time, even in the middle of the day. In Cyprus, you can't eat and drive at the same time. You can't even drink water. If you do, you'll get an $85 fine. In Rockville, USA, you can't swear while driving.
What are you doing?
I'm not kidding. Doesn't matter if you've been unfairly cut off. You'll get a $100 fine if you're caught cursing. In Dubai, you can get a $100 fine if you drive too slow. In Russia, make sure your car isn't too dirty, because if the police can't read your license plate, that's a fine for you, sir. In Japan, it's illegal to be in a car with a drunk driver, even if you're sober, for your own good and for everybody's safety. In Switzerland, you can't wash your car in your driveway because the detergent pollutes the water system, so you have to go to the car wash. In Manila, Philippines, if your license number ends with 1, you can't drive on Monday afternoons. That's part of a big plan to limit traffic and pollution in the city during rush hours. In Yangon, the biggest city in Myanmar, motorcycles are banned. In Ireland, it's illegal to cycle on a footpath. In Queensland, Australia, it is illegal to sleep in your car. In France, you can drive a car without a license, but only if it's a little two-seater that can't go faster than 28 miles per hour. In the UK, you can't soak pedestrians on purpose. I know it rains a lot there, but still, if you're caught drenching someone with a big smile on your face, that's a £100 fine for you, ma'am. The craziest thing in the UK is that everybody drives on the left. That's because years ago, when people were still riding on horses, they kept a sword on them, just in case someone tried to carjack them. They were riding on the left so they could easily take out the sword with their right hand and stab anybody who would try to rob them. Over the years, the UK lost the swords, but kept the left riding because it's kinda cool. Driving abroad can be a lot of fun, but also a bit scary when you don't know all the rules. Don't worry though, because no matter where you go, there is one word every driver understands, and that is... move it! In America, if you do this sign, you're considered friendly. But did you know that in Australia, if you do the same sign, but just turn your hand around, you are the rudest person in the country? Why? What is going on? Traveling can be tricky, and if you want to make new friends, you better make sure you don't offend them.
I was offended and I have rights.
But don't worry, because today, I'm gonna tell you all the things that might get you in trouble in other countries. In China, don't tip. It might get the waiter in trouble with their employer because it implies that they're not paid well enough. In Iran, don't put your thumb up. For them, it's like a middle finger. In Spain, don't do the horn sign. I know in many countries it just means you love rock and roll, but here it means you're telling someone their partner is cheating on them.
Exactly.
You haven't cheated
Exactly.
In Germany, it's rude to be late, but in Argentina, it's actually rude to be on time. People there always show up 20 to 40 minutes late, and that's perfectly fine. In Brazil, it's super rude to do the OK sign.
Hi.
Okay. And in Vietnam, don't cross your fingers. I know for you, they might be super positive signs, but for them, they represent private parts. Yeah. In Japan, it's super rude if you don't finish all the food on your plate. But in Thailand or China, it's rude if you do finish your food.
What?
In Bulgaria, shaking your head means yes, and nodding means no.
No!
The Netherlands, not waiting for people to come out of the train is a big no-no. In Finland, standing with your arms crossed is super arrogant. It could even get you in a fight if you do it in a bar. In Greece, don't put your hands out like this. It means you're rubbing it into someone's face. Hey, no touchy. In Turkey, letting bread fall on the floor, even crumbs, is super rude. So is putting your hands in your pockets or on your hips. But putting your hand on your heart and bowing down a bit is a sign of kindness.
Nice.
In Russia, don't whistle indoors. It means bad luck.
Stop whistling.
In Bangladesh, making noises while walking is rude.
Quiet, please. No need to shout.
In the Philippines, don't tell someone to come by curling your finger. That's like the worst thing you could do. In Italy, don't cut your pasta. Drink cappuccino after lunch. Or put pineapple on pizza if you don't want to make lifelong enemies. In France, don't blow your nose in public, especially with a handkerchief. French people find it rude.
Bless you.
In many Arab countries, it's not nice to refuse food. At least take a bite. It doesn't hurt. All the countries and cultures of the world have little things they're sensitive about. But don't worry, if you're a good person, you'll make friends anywhere, because kindness is the one language that everybody understands. You will never find a movie where bad guys use MacBooks, iPhones, or AirPods. But why? Big brands are full of secrets. They work very hard and spend millions of dollars to make sure you never hear about them. But today, I'm gonna tell you about all of them. Did you know that the McDonald's logo is not an M? That's right, the very first McDonald's restaurant had two giant golden arches, so people could see it from the highway and would want to stop for a burger. The owner loved them so much that he insisted to put them on the logo. Also, did you know that M&Ms were actually created for the US Army? Yes, American soldiers wanted to eat chocolate when away at war, but it kept melting in their hands. So one day, two guys named Mars and Murray decided to copy Smarties, put an M on it, and create M&Ms. Mars and Murray, M&Ms, you got it. Santa used to be green. The only reason it's red is because of Coca-Cola. One day, one guy in a marketing meeting at Coca-Cola told his colleagues, "Hey, what if we showed Santa with a Coke bottle to boost our Christmas sales? Let's pick the red version so he fits with the color of our bottles." And there you go, a red Santa with a red Coke. That ad became so popular that Red Santa became the only Santa people remember today. The guy who invented Levi's never wore jeans in his life. I know that's crazy. Levi Strauss thought his jeans weren't cool enough for him. He would only wear black suits. The reason Facebook is blue is because Mark Zuckerberg is colorblind. Yes, Zuck is red-green colorblind, which means the color he sees best is blue. That's also why his favorite color is all over the new Meta logo. Baskin-Robbins once made a ketchup-flavored ice cream. Somehow they had to stop it because nobody was buying it.
Taste funny.
Puma and Adidas were founded by brothers who originally ran a shoe company together, but got into a huge fight and went their separate ways. It got so bad that they asked to be buried at the opposite ends of the same cemetery in Germany. Some companies give their employees bonuses. Jack Daniels gives out whiskey. I'm not kidding. The first Friday of each month in Jack Daniels is called Good Friday. And every single employee gets a bottle of Old Number 7 for their hard work. No matter what movie you watch, you will never see a bad guy with an iPhone. They insist they will sue anyone who makes a film where bad guys use Apple because they want their brand to be only associated with good. There's even a director in Hollywood who said you could actually guess who the bad guy was just by looking at their phones. When you build a brand, reputation is everything. And who knows, if you ever get in trouble with the police, you can always try to show your iPhone to the officer to prove you're innocent.